Good afternoon, everybody. So in this update, we're going to take a look at the Jamstack model and the CPC Center outlook for this winter, which both have just released their winter forecast for this month. We're going to take a look at the CPC first. October, November, and December, it has a warm look for much of the country, especially the Southwest, especially Texas and Florida. We do see a little bit of cold start to creep in here in the Northern Plains, and that's going to be the key over the next couple of runs. We're going to take a look at the next couple of runs here, and really there's been a drastic turnaround in terms of temperatures in the Great Lakes and the Midwest and Northern Plains. So here is the November, December, and January outlook. So this has really took a chunk out of the warmth in the past run, because the past run was really just a ton of warmth here in Cleveland and Chicago and Wisconsin and Minnesota, but now we're starting to see that chip away, which really gives me an indication that models are starting to pick up that this winter is going to be a colder than average winter and a snowier than average winter. Let's fast forward a little bit into December, January, and February. Now, this is really big time. So we're talking about 2 deviations below normal here for this 3-month period, which is, I will just tell you, it's extremely cold because we're talking about a 3-month period of 3 degrees below average, which is just crazy. It's asinine. So we're talking about that not only for a little bit of the country, but we're talking about for the whole state of Minnesota almost, for North Dakota, for northeastern Montana, for the state of Washington, for Idaho, and this is looking to expand southeastward as time goes on. That's my prediction because that's what the model trend has been doing lately. So each trend has been progressively colder, more intensely cold, and it's also been progressively expansive. It's been expanding southeastward. So my guess, based off logic and my prediction, is that it's going to continue to expand southeastward. So let's take a look at January, February, and March. So again, much of the same. We see a lot of cold for a big chunk of the country. So this is again a triple dip La Nina, which is why we're seeing this because it's enhancing. I said this beginning in my forecast. We're going to see an enhanced area and an intense area of cold because of the triple dip La Nina. It's basically putting an emphasis on where you should get cold because it's a triple La Nina. You've seen the cold over the Pacific now for 3 years in a row, so it's just logic that you're going to see corresponding cold temperatures over areas that typically see cold from a La Nina winter. So now let's take a look. That was the CPC, just giving a brief look at that. Now let's take a look at the Jamstack weather model. We're going to take a look at December through February. We're going to take a look at our surface air temperatures. So again, this is not catching on yet. This still has a warm look to the run. But again, mainly areas like the south west and southeast, like we saw for the fall run of the CPC. So I do think this will eventually catch on, just like the CPC. I will go with NOAA over the Jamstack any day because I believe NOAA has a better overall outlook, a better outlook on the climate than the Japanese weather models do. I believe the USA is more, farther ahead in most countries in terms of meteorology and whatnot. But so I do think that the Jamstack will catch on to that. We'll have to see what happens though. But let's take a look at March through May temperature outlook. Again, they're starting to catch on, but it's kind of late in the game here in the March through May outlook. So, but again, the Jamstack is catching on. We're just seeing it later in the season than as the CPC is really getting into the heart of the winter. So last but not least, let's take a look at the April, just for a little sneak peek to next spring. So again, it has more of a cool neutral look to next spring. So bottom line is, guys, we're in for, it looks like, a cold triple dip La Nina winter. Get your snowplows ready. Oh, I forgot to mention the Jamstack does have a very active jet stream for this winter, a lot of precip. So even though the Jamstack is warm, we're still forecasted a lot of precip off the Jamstack model. So We basically have a go-ahead 100% of the way for all models because the CPC is got the cold with it, but the Jamstack has not the cold yet, but it has the precip. So if you want to plug them all together, it's looking like we're going to have a cold and snowy winter this upcoming winter. So get your snowplows ready, guys. We're in for a hectic triple dip La Nina winter. Make sure you like, comment, and share, and subscribe to my channel for more updates on long-range forecasting. Take care and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.